Hello, my name is Jared Berger, and I'm going to be telling you a story about the 2011 Mississippi River floods. In 2011, the late winter had extremely high levels of snowmelt, and early spring had extremely high levels of heavy rain, consistent throughout the large area of the Mississippi River. There were also water disturbances from the tornado super outbreak of 2011. As you can see from the image on the top right, this shows the range of the tornadoes from the outbreak. From the image on the bottom right, you can see the length of the Mississippi River across the country. This shows that the tornado location in relation to the Mississippi was awfully close. This may have deposited debris into the river while destroying previously set up levees and spillways. It also does not help that flooding of the Mississippi has been consistently more prevalent from January to May over the course of time. The Mississippi River swelled to record levels by the beginning of May of 2011, and the flooding began across the nation. Flooding of the Mississippi has seemed to occur every 2 to 3 years in recent times, with floods occurring in 2008, 2011, 2014, 2017, and 2019. As shown in the picture on the bottom right, the Mississippi is also connected to the Missouri River, Arkansas River, and Ohio River, so the flooding of the Mississippi would also affect these connecting rivers. The water basin, pictured on the top right, shows that the Mississippi River covers parts of 31 U.S. states and 2 Canadian provinces. The water basin covers an astounding 41% of the United States and a total of 1,245,000 square miles. If this does not describe the full magnitude of the river, it flows almost the entire length of the United States and flows out at the Gulf of Mexico. This magnitude will increase with climate changes, including an increase of rain and snow, which would increase potential flooding of the river. Some anthropogenic factors to increase the magnitude of the flooding would include any pollution of the water. It could provide extremely negative effects as harmful chemicals and bacteria could flow across the country. The impacts of this flood were massive. The flood hit 119 counties across the states of Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee. In fact, Memphis saw some of the largest flooding of the city's history. More than 21,000 homes and businesses damaged or flooded, some pictured in the image on the top right. Around 1.2 million acres of agricultural land were affected, more than 43,000 people were affected in total, and $2.8 billion of economic damage was reported. Levee problems emerged all across the country as shown in the image on the bottom right. Many of these levees constructed decades ago were completely destroyed. It even affected the oyster industry, who lost an estimated $60 million in the state of Mississippi alone. The response had to be big from the flooding. Nearly 3,500 people were evacuated as a result. Flood insurance became a common addition to family insurance plans after these events. Some people had installed flood insurance from previous floods, including the Great Flood of 1927, but many still had yet to understand the importance of the plan. Previous floods had paved the way for the construction of levees and spillways along the Mississippi, but most of these were completely destroyed during the 2011 flooding. Because of this, Congress approved $802 million worth of changes to prepare for future floods. The picture on the top right shows the examination and small repairs on a levee along the Mississippi, and the bottom right shows the flood patrol that would try to salvage items and save people and animals who may need help escaping the floods. And here are my website and image sources. I hope you enjoyed my story.